can see the tank picks. Both teams are locked in. We're getting ready to go into the first round. How are your predictions on this match? What do you think the final scoreline is going to be?
The final score? I think that Angry Apes can take one or two off of No Hard Feelings, but I think No Hard Feelings played really good against Verbology. There was I also watched that as well. They only took one off of Verbology, but 3 games were very close, and it really one came down to basically just for some reason Supernova just not going for the cap when he had tanks up on proc, and another one was um just positioning in a way, just like a little slow rotation. But other than that, there was 3 really close games. And so it ended up being a 4-1, but it could have been a very long matchup. But I think their team has openly stated that they're consistently scrimming. They're even scrimming like minor league teams. They're just trying to get as much scrims as they possibly can.
Some damage has already been exchanged on this. You can see it was a pretty standard opener from No Hard Feelings. Nothing too crazy, just kind of a one-line play. They have an E100, which is a little bit interesting. It's not unusual, and they have the Batchet for the 5-line eyes. But
Right.
even the 277 played by Permanent Delusional, getting that nice shot on Potato, took a very unique route into that 6-line window where he would not be detected. He came in south from K6, which is just maybe a little slight tweak to maybe try to, they know kind of where the Batchet's going to be supplying eyes. And we've seen that Batchet do that 5-line position many times before. But overall, only 2 shots being exchanged. And I mean, 2 shots onto Angry Apes, 1 shot onto No Hard Feelings. In order to get most of your tanks north on the 8-line, that's not that bad. It can always be a lot worse than that. And, sometimes you just have to kind of take a hit to get where you need to go. And you can see that Angry Apes look like from the beginning they've wanted to play this northern cap, this 2 cap, as we call it. And yeah, with 3120 HP. Every time I see that over 3000 number, it still just kind of jars me on an E100. It's so much more HP than 2700 or 2800. It doesn't seem like it should be, but it really is. And they're on the cap. 1 VZ's on there, and it looks like 0-2 in his 277 is going to be adding additional pressure here in just a moment, trying to suppress in his E100, while double VZ Batchat in the south start their long wraparound on the map. And you can see here Supernova leading the way. An experienced player was young, just a young lad now. He's still a little young, but he's much more experienced.
Correct.
Having played this game for many years.
Kabali in a really good position here to get some bleed on that. He's most likely going to force reload and head down to B0 to get another clip off.
And here comes the push across the cap. They will get the resets. Killbat will try to scramble away. Yeah, misses his shot. 0-2 gets 1 into but receives 1 in return.
John's probably looking to get a clip off, but he probably will only get 1 shell. Yeah. It's kind of interesting there. I feel
they're going to condense completely on the courtyard. They're going to try to get away from these slower tanks, try to kill Nova and company in the courtyard and get away, and try to leave their 50B and their 277 to try to bleed the flexers. And Nova's down to a 1-shot already.
Correct, and he's probably going to be taken down to No Mercy right here. Yep, and gets taken down, leaving Attila and Potato the only ones in the courtyard here. But John is coming up really quickly to try to take out Perma Delusional with, chasing Killbat here. Slowing down to kind of take that shot on Killbat. And now it looks like it's kind of interesting. We got 3 tanks here, but John is down to 51 HP. Attila cannot keep 2 VZs there. And it looks like is going to get picked here.
This is bad.
Actually, Gold coming in. He just needs to keep on pressing the W button, and they could actually win this.
Kabali is in dire straits. This is all bad. Like when he had half a clip and they were looking at a full health.
Potato actually got out there, which is like really good for them. The Batchat. He actually somehow got out of the courtyard. And so it looks like
these autoloaders playing like that is so tremendous. It's when you're an autoloader and you're able to stay alive with very low health, but you're still absorbing all those shells, but not dying. It becomes such a big deal, and that usually separates these small fights.
This is a really good play by them. You know how Gold picked up that VZ kill, basically ignoring 0-2. Really good. But this is kind of
what
I
isolate and pick when they flex out.
Correct.
They just couldn't quite. They caught Nova, but they didn't catch. They almost killed the 50B. But even if they killed the 50B, it wasn't enough. They still had Chase running around. They still had the U1, and they weren't fast enough to get away from the U100 and Super Conqueror, which they are fast enough, but not with where they were fighting.
Exactly. It just was like, it was really interesting. Because they were in the position to get more bleed, but somehow when they got the bleed, they didn't capitalize on it, because I think was it Nova and Attila the only ones that went down on their team? Because John maybe John got killed at the end there. No, it looks like they only have 2 kills. So literally, John was literally left alive on 51 HP, and Potato was left alive on 400 HP, and a one-shot autoloader is still an autoloader. At the end of the day. And so basically what happened is...
John was coming off the hill.
Correct.
And it was Potato, Nova, and Attila doing that kind of south flex force. So showing that the VZs, especially on the map like Himmelsdorf, the VZs, it's anyone that's played it, it's not slow, but it's not a 50B speed, but it's not slow. And it's able to keep up with these kind of flex forces that you would move around on a map, as long as it's, this hard terrain and stuff. They can start stuff there. It's a really strong tank. And people aren't really used to it yet, I think, because... I've only seen Himmelsdorf a handful of times, but it's not like ingrained in you. 50Bs have been flexing, Batchets have been flexing around the south side of Himmelsdorf for more than 5 years.
Since the dawn of time.
Yeah, VZs, a month.
Right.
You can only see but so many things that it's done so far.
2 VZs are powerful. That's 2,000 HP potential. Maybe even more if they high roll. Because, a max roll on that gun is like 600 and something. Low 600s for 490.
And Nova had about the worst thing happen to him that could happen. He got out 2 shots. He did almost 1,000 damage, and they still have to dedicate more than 2,000 damage in return to stop him from just doing another 1,000 damage. That's kind of the thing with that tank. It's very weird to sort of prioritize in your focus.
Well, yeah, because that's the thing is like... It's kind of one of those things where, 2 VZs can kill 1 VZ, but not consistently with only, if you do the math, like, because it's 20, because you can, you can get up to, what was like 2430, I think is the HP you have with the hardening.
30. It's 30 with the hardening. I remember it's 30. I think it's 2430. It's not 2330 is too low. And it's kind of freaky. It's a lot of HP. It's a lot of HP on a tank that
I feel like it's enough.
Have a little.
It's enough.
It maybe has too much.
You think so? I don't think so.
I don't know. The problem is this format is different than
let them nerf it after
everything else. And look at the tank picks here for round number 2. Angry Apes going pretty light. Double VZ, double 277 50B bad chat. Very light, really. If that's about as light as you can see Himmelsdorf played. But it's interesting because No Hard Feelings did double E100 right off the bat, and they didn't really adjust too much
on attack.
So it could be one of those over the hill plays, and honestly, I would imagine that's what it's going to be.
Angry Apes is really light. Angry Apes, what I've seen from them so far is I haven't seen all of their matches because I didn't see last Wednesdays. Anchor. Well, it's not even that. It's just like they just do weird stuff.
Yeah, they cannot anchor a traditional turtle defense, or even. Maybe they can do a traditional one-line defense, but not really, because they don't even have that one tank to even just kind of park itself at A4 or park itself at the church. They don't have anything that can kind of give resets consistently. So they have to play flexy and aggressive, and you can see just from their opener, that's exactly what they're going to do. They're looking for like 5-line punish, or they're looking for courtyard play, or they're looking for 8-line aggression. They're looking for something, and they're going to split and try to find it as best they can. But No Hard Feelings still has some mobile guns. They have the double E100s to then do the push in, but Attila's going to get some shots into Killbad here, and he pens 2 at the beginning, and that's a big HP advantage. Like going further, as you can see, the HPs at the top, they're up to 2,700.
Correct.
And the game's less than a minute.
But 2 E100s.
Yeah, 2 E100s plus early damage. Oh, and we didn't even see No Mercy took a hit too.
But that's what I'm talking about. You see how Killbad's left on 1,400 HP? If another VZ clipped him, he's still alive. So that's what's kind of interesting about it, right? But 2 VZs and a 277. Now that's a pick.
It looks like Nova's shot does not connect with Game, and Game tries to get his shots in, but one does not connect as well. And now they I guess on defense, they have the positions they want. They're pressed really far forward. You can see the Super Concreter played by John on top of the hill. Potato actually leaving the hill to make that very difficult crossfire. If anyone ever tries to push north on this 8 line, this crossfire between Potato, Supernova, and Gold is just vicious. And you can see 0-2 getting a cheeky shot into Nova, and then Nova's, I think, able to return one back at him.
Oh, wait.
You'll get one into Attila as they just kind of get a little sloppy with their rotations.
Correct. Yeah, I thought Attila was actually going to clip out 0 because he's close to being clippable for him, but instead he did that. I think...
And 0-2's kind of stuck with the Super Conqueror on the hill. Like, he can't really go one way or the other, or the Super Conqueror is just going to keep punishing him.
I thought I thought Attila was going to flex into like H5, kind of like with the E100 supporting him. I thought he was going to flex into there and go into the bunker and clip him out in the side. Because like, look at maybe they're trying to do that. Mega. Yeah.
Oh, he's got the VZ with him. Yeah, he absolutely should with the VZ. And honestly, Yesh should just continue driving
The 50B
forward.
is actually flexing north, so I guess he's looking for Mega to back off. Now, it looks like the other 277 is going to like aggro. He's going straight down the 4 line here. I don't know if he got lit doing it.
Oh, a gunshot! Oh no, no mercy! Shoots the freaking gun. That's not good. But I think that Potato is clipping now. He gets the last 2 in.
He gets the last 2 in, and he's just gonna, get behind them. Looks like Supernova's actually gonna go down here soon. He's looking to get a shot on the bat shot before he dies.
The heat in the side of the eye is 7 from the 277. And Nova's alive, and now he's gonna return.
He's probably gonna return fire on Game
or something because he has not fired in a while. Okay,
no, he's probably gonna finish him off right here. 0 is going to go down here soon by Attila, and it looks like
Apes are just done at this point.
Yeah.
I admire what they tried to do, but I think the crazy thing is, if the last 2 picks of No Hard Feelings, or even the last pick, like that's where I would kind of understand maybe things got like weird, but they picked 2 E100s as their first 2 picks.
Yeah.
So before Angry Apes picked a single thing, they had already seen 2 E100s, and they went with this, and it did not work.
They took 2 separate. Well, the problem is they took 2 separate fights. I don't
and forced it.
Correct. Well, Kabali flexing north. If you're gonna have the 50B, he flexed north to go down the 2 line to help out Mega. But if you're going to have the 50B help out Mega and also the other 277, I don't see why you don't just have the 50B help with the 789 instead. The 7-8. Because then you have an overmatch. Because they were basically trying to fight. You can't fight because they literally have 2 E100s. They have giant health pools, and the E100 actually has a good gun now. And they tried to fight 2 separate fights with a lighter lineup. I mean, you literally have to throw. Like, NHF has to throw to lose. You know what I mean? They literally have to throw to lose, basically, at that point. Especially with Killbat taking bleed. Like, Killbat got bled early game. So he was already half HP, and like you said, they were basically up 3K before the match even started. They got into position.
Yeah, I don't know. We said at the beginning that in order for this to be a thing, like, they have to like crank it into overdrive now. And the first 2 rounds, and if I recall, they picked Himmelsdorf. This ain't it.
They picked Himmels?
Yeah, I think they did. I think No Hard Feelings picked Ghost. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Whew.
But
if that's true, then
if this was their pick, then it's over. Then they're in trouble. Because like that, if that's your your go-to, I want to play this map, then it's a problem.
Right.
Because that was not. It didn't look great. I mean, their attack looked okay. It was fine. It was just they kind of got outplayed a little bit, right? But their defense wasn't. It didn't take into account the lineups. it just did. They basically drove in close against E100s and then took a really close range brawl against it, and they don't have as much HP.